To the News Center we go with all of this. Our NewsNation political contributors, Denise Gitsham and Scott Bolden, are both with us today. What about it, Denise? We know the president's had power in the past. Does he come out on top versus Kemp tonight in the state of Georgia, Republican on Republican, in terms of endorsements?
Yeah, Trump's endorsement remains the most powerful asset in the Republican primary. He's had a couple of losses, but almost, like way more wins. Let's just put it that way, way more wins. And, it's interesting in Georgia because they have open primaries, meaning anyone of any party can vote for any candidate. And Kemp actually runs 10 to 15 points stronger on net approval statewide than Trump, especially among independents. So that's kind of the wild card factor out there. But in every poll that I've seen as of late, Collins is pulling ahead. So Trump's guy is actually doing better than Kemp's guy. And in a head-to-head with Ossoff, the Democrat that's in office right now, he's actually doing far better than Dooley is.
Well, that was my next question, Scott. I want to take that up with you. Denise cites the polling, saying Trump's guy's better off than Kemp's guy. Politico has an article that said that the president questioned whether Mike Collins could win in Georgia because of his stance on abortion. Polling, again, to Denise's point, may lead us to believe that he has a better chance than the former football coach. But how do you see the general with Ossoff, who's been, by the way, getting a lot of buzz on the Democratic side recently?
I've seen polling in the primary for the Republicans that just says just the opposite in regard to Kemp's endorsement, that his guy, that candidate is pulling ahead, which is why Donald Trump is questioning whether his candidate can win. The reality is that Kemp and Trump have never been on the same page, and we got two Democratic senators, notwithstanding Trump's prior endorsements. Listen, whoever runs against Ossoff is going to have a challenge, if you will. Georgia is really a purple state. They're very independent-minded, and Kemp is very popular, if you will. And so Ossoff, while he's campaigning well and he's being talked about as a presidential candidate, he still has to re-win his seat, if you will. And he's very popular in that state, despite his Democratic, credentials.
Yeah, it's been some state to watch, hasn't it, for the last really 6 years, Georgia, particularly with the Republicans. One other thing, and Scott, this time we'll start with you. D.C., your city, Washington, D.C., they got a primary for mayor. So the president, well, just like, remember, he did this in New York, too. He said, if a Democratic Socialist wins, I'm going to take over. Yeah. Now, I guess in D.C., you could argue he has a little bit more power to at least try to do that. But what's the D.C. mayor's race represent? What should we be watching as it plays out?
Well, I think the race is close. Full disclosure, I chair the D.C. Chamber of Commerce's Independent Expenditure Committee. We've endorsed Kenya McDuffie. He's a mainstream Democrat. He's been on the council for 13 years. Janice is certainly a Democratic Socialist and on the council and is not backed by the business community. That being said, McDuffie has strong credentials. And here's the thing about Trump's involvement, right? Trump says if you get a Democratic Socialist, then we may have to take it over. Only Congress can take over the district and relieve them of self-rule and home rule. They certainly aren't a state. That's a step below the state. And they share a lot of responsibilities on budget issues with the feds. That being said, nobody wants to be the sitting mayor and have the feds take over. Both say they're going to fight Trump, and that's part of their campaign. But the politics of campaigning and the politics of governing are very different. You see when you start to govern that we really don't have a lot of leverage against the feds or the White House or the House or Senate. And as a result, both candidates, whoever wins, is going to have to be able to work with the Trump administration or anybody else that's in the White House.
Just a quick word, Denise, on D.C. with the president looming over it.
Yeah. Well, that's a very pragmatic stance, Scott. I'm not surprised. He's a thoughtful Democrat that understands what's best for our city and our nation.
I'm a very reasonable Democrat. I always have been. You could agree with me more.
I'll give you that this time. But I will say, look, this woman, Janice Lewis George, she is just another of the many socialists that are running, and she is totally out of touch with D.C. voters, not to mention most of America. Over a third of D.C. residents now rank crime as the city's #1 problem, and 2/3 say it's very serious. And here she is tweeting about divesting from the Metropolitan Police Department and basically defunding. But not only that, I just want to point this out because this is so classic of socialists. She is such a hypocrite because she should be disqualified based on that alone. because she bought $1 million home in April in DC after saying that single family zoning was a tool of segregation. So she's just feeding a system that she rails against and profiting off of it. That is disgusting. That's what all people hate when they look at politicians, and she will prove to be fantastic punching bag, just as Mom Dummy has, as a juxtaposition between Democrat Socialists and
Right.
Republicans.
Well, Scott's for her opponent, so there you go. Both of you, I'm going to press pause on this. We'll stand by, Denise and Scott. We're actually going to talk more in a few minutes, so you'll have a chance.